Okay, so we've just finished the descent into Sawyer. There's no way out of Sawyer other than climbing over a mountain if you're on a bicycle. So this is one of the 3 options out of this coastal town, which will bring us out through Deia, which is a beautiful town along the coast, and then on to Andrax. This is actually one of my favourite roads in Mallorca, but I normally cycle it the other way around because it's nice going downhill along the coast. So everyone should be prepared that after Sawyer it is a good bit of climbing again, but a nice gradient, nothing too steep, pretty manageable and rolling at times. And then once you get to Valdemosa, you have, one more climb basically. And then another big descent into Andrax. So it's a beautiful route. So we've just passed through Deia, it's a beautiful town along the coast. So once you hit Deia, you know you've done the majority of the climbing out of Sawyer. So this section's kind of rolly, and then there's another little shorter climb up to Valdemosa. There's some really, really spectacular views along this section of road as well. And a few viewing points if you wish to stop and take pictures. I would say this first section out of Deia is a little bit steep, but it's not very long, so you can enjoy the views. Try and ignore the suffering. But yes, this part is a little bit on the steep side. Yeah, once that first little steep section is over out of Deia, it's fairly gradual climb up to a viewpoint over on the coast, and it's very pretty. Have some sheep. I'm always tempted to try and catch people that I see on a climb, even though I'm not a climber. Don't recommend doing that in the event, because you'll just tire yourself out. Ride within your own limits. That section out of Deia is quite steep, and then you get to a bit of a false flat. You think you've finished climbing, but it is not flat. And then it kind of ramps up quite a bit. But it's a straight road, so it can be a little bit difficult mentally, because you can see how far you need to keep going. But I assure you, at the top of this climb, there's a nice little break into Valdemosa before you start your next climb. This stretch of road is probably one of my least favourites because it's quite exposed to sun, so it can be quite hot. It's straight, so there's no bends to distract you, and it's surprisingly steep. Bit of a false flat. You don't realise how steep it is. So yeah, this section, it's important to This section is important to pace yourself because it's not recovery. It's definitely still a climb. So I haven't done this climb in this direction or this road in this direction very often. I normally come the other way. So I know it's quite a rolly descent coming the other way. So this is another little bit of a climb all the way basically to Valdemosa. And if you are doing the shorter route, you'll go through Esporlas and back to Alaro, and then the longer route you continue on along the coast, which is another big climb all the way to Andax. So again, everybody should be climbing comfortably at this point if you're doing the longer one. If you're doing the shorter route, maybe it's okay to push on a little bit here because you've done the majority of the climbing at this point. You're almost done to descend all the flats. Again, this road is surprisingly steep. It looks like it's flattening out, but coming the other way, I know the speed that I build up coming down this way. So yeah, it's definitely not flat. But again, if you're doing the shorter route, you can probably push on here a little bit just to get the climbs behind you. The other thing to note, because this route is so climby, is to make sure that you have the right gears on your bike. You want to have a cassette with a large enough sprocket on the back so that you're comfortable with all the climbing. Your legs are going to be very tired if you don't have a big enough range of gears.